Hey, this is Matt with St. Bonaventure University Cyber 501. Week 6, Lab 6.1, we're going to be doing some Wi-Fi hacking with Aircrack-Ng. So what I've done is I pulled out an old Linksys WRT54 that I had laying around. Put that to factory settings, had to upgrade the firmware so we could actually support WPA2 for the last part of this lab. And I decided to hack this from my Kali laptop, which is over on that desk over there, which has a Intel Centrino wireless card. It's capable of injection instead of doing it from a VM on my Windows machine. So now that we spent like 2 days getting that all set up, finally can get into the lab. And so I have the basically what I've done here, and I'm going to give it the play-by-play of what I did. So on my Kali laptop, starting out in the WEP WEP mode on the Linksys, we're going to start airmon-ng and putting it into the monitor mode. Got a folder where I'm going to be dropping the aero dump. First, we're going to just do aero dump with no flags to pull up, and you can see here on the screen they've got the WEP, and it's the Linksys is the ESSID, and there is the BSSID. We're going to copy that and drop it into my notes, and now we're going to do the aero dump ng, and I'm going to save it as with the -w flag as hack me. Make sure I actually do --bsid there. And once this starts running, you'll see that the documents folder populates with our documents that are monitoring the traffic flow in here. So see, we've got the Linksys. I'm going to let this run for a second. Start monitoring any traffic so we can pick up the initialization vectors, the IVs. And there you see a couple stations. I hooked up my iPad, my iPhone, and my desktop over wireless to those things, just so you can get some traffic. You can see the auth table there. It said OPN, open. So now we're going to do our first fake auth attempt with aireplay-ng. And there we are. And sending authentication request successful. So that's that. Now we're gonna switch the Linksys to WPA mode with the password, and run the same steps over again that we just did. You can see I'm trying to type it in this time instead of copying and pasting, and that little laptop over there, it's a tiny keyboard. So as you can see, I've got this fired up, and you can see the Linksys is on the WPA mode this time, and the auth is already pre-shared key. We let that run for a bit so we can we're gonna dump a bunch of the data to file again. I cleared out the old files, pasted the new files in. There they are. Let that run for a bit so we get enough IVs to do the fake auth with. And then we're going to do fake auth on WPA mode this time. And there we go. Authentication successful, association request, and association successful. Now finally, I switched it over to WPA2 mode with a more secure password, and doing the same steps again. You can see that it's on the Linksys is on WPA2 this time, and I'll just go into my documents folder there to show that there's our stuff. And I didn't delete them out this time. And so they renamed it with a -02, hackme-02, because it was already in there. So that was pretty cool. And now it's time to do our fake auth. Now something happened here that I don't know if this is supposed to happen or not. The authentication request was successful, but the association request failed with a code 12 wrong ESSED or WPA. I messed around with that for a little bit and was never able to figure out what exactly is going on there. So perhaps that's with the WPA2 mode that this method doesn't work to do the association, or it could be that maybe I just forgot to clear out my DHCP table after connecting with the Kali laptop on that, so that maybe the MAC address is already taken. But there you go. There's Wi-Fi hacking with Aircrack-Ng.